So good evening and welcome. And thank you again for holding. Welcome to the Tobago's Council Community Conversation. And today, we're in Lambeau. May we stand for the national anthem? Please remain standing as I ask Sister Ruthling Antoine to do the opening prayer for us.
As we bow our heads in reverence, Papa God, your children are here tonight. You know the purpose of us being here, Papa God. You're all-knowing, you're all-powerful. Papa God, we place this meeting into your hands. We are asking that you guide our thoughts. Guide our words, O Lord. We ask for your blessings not only upon us, but especially upon the candidates, especially upon our prospective candidates for this electoral district, Brother Husford. O Lord, this country needs us. This country needs people. This country needs people who are willing to sacrifice for the country and not for themselves or for their party. Oh Lord, lift up these candidates, those that are present here and those that are on their way. Put in them the spirit of trust, put in them the spirit of selflessness, and let them understand that they are servants to the people. We put this meeting into your hands, O Lord, and we pray that your will be done as we go forth from now until the elections. This we ask in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
You may take your seats. Thank you very much, Sister Antoine. Lambeau, good evening. We are the PNM. This is the People's National Movement, and we are saying from this platform, Tobago deserves better. We are saying from this platform, let us put Tobago first again. Are you with me? We're in Lambeau, you know. Yeah, man, we're putting Tobago first again. Today, it's your turn. We have been having these community conversations throughout the island. We are now in the electoral district of Buku, Lambeau, Lowlands. Buku, Lambeau, Lowlands. Yes. Say it again. Lambeau, Lowlands. Canaan. Yes. It's important to get the names important so that nobody feels left out. But tonight I want to recognize in our midst our political leader, Brother Ansel Dennis. And of course, I also want to recognize the General Secretary and other members of the executive who are here tonight as well, Mr. Kissy London and the other members. Allow me also to recognize former Assemblyman Huey Cadet and Brother Godwin Adams. Other distinguished members of our Lambeau party group and the executive. But today the spotlight is on a bright young man. I want to introduce to you tonight and to recognize Brother Kerwin Hosford. Kerwin. But you know, for us, we are accustomed to calling the man Harvest God. So I'll call him Harvest God tonight. Yes, yes. A man who has made his name for himself. Give him another lusty round of applause. I call him a brand ambassador, a man who would have made Harvest in Tobago, makes it recognized worldwide. Wherever you go, you check Harvest Go to know where the harvest is taking place. But most of all, a man whose interest is in his community and the people of Tobago. I want to invite him first tonight. I'm changing the protocol to join me. I'm your host for tonight. So I invite Mr. Hosford to Harvest Go to take his seat. I'm doing that tonight because the spotlight is on him. And we're home by him. And with your permission, we now invite the political leader to join you on stage. And you see the political leader showing his skills. I know he's a cricketer, but look at that footballer too, man, jumping as well. But tonight is important. We are here really to have a conversation with you in our midst. We also have some candidates who are going to, who their interest is about service. They are here with us as well. I want to recognize the other candidates in our midst. Give them a lusty round of applause. And as we go through the district, you'll be having them revealed one by one to you. Service, dedication, and commitment to the people of Tobago and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago. So as I said tonight, the spotlight, we're in Lambeau. These conversations are important because we are saying loud and clear from this platform that Tobago deserves better. Make no mistake about it. I'm saying it one more time. We are saying from this platform that Tobago deserves better. Tobago deserves better. We are also saying from this platform that let all of us come together to put Tobago first again. As we go through the districts, you have been hearing the cry. Persons are saying, about where we are. We have never been this low as an island before. And we are saying to all of Tobago that the people are saying to us, we need the people's national movement at the helm again to put Tobago first again. So we take these conversations very seriously because we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you your thoughts. Share your pain. Talk your PNM story as well. You have your candidate before you. You have to ask some questions. Ask the political leaders some questions. Tell us. But never be afraid to tell your PNM story. PNM changed lives. PNM transformed this island. And we are bold and we are brave about it. Because the pillars of Tobago were built by the people's national movement. When I stand on a platform, I say it all the time, proud to be PNM. And we are proud to be PNM because of what PNM would have done for us individually and what PNM would have done for the island and for the country, Trinidad and Tobago. We stand tall. And we have seen where we have gone backward in the last 4 years. And we are saying, we deserve better. Tobago deserves better. Let us put Tobago first again. So since we are to hear from you, and you want to hear from the candidate and the political leader, I will waste no more time. But whenever I go to the meetings, I want to also let you know that the PNM have a process. And out of that process, one person will have emerged. There are many who are contesting. And I also want tonight, from this platform, to recognize and to say that thank you again to our brother Jason Caesar. Give him a love round of applause. Tonight, the spotlight is on Brother Huxford. We call him Harvest God. What Harvest God?
It's a pleasure to be here.
You're looking good. Strong.
Thank you.
Ready to serve.
Always ready.
Because this is about service and representation. So Brother Huxford, talk to us. Tell me something about Harvest God.
Blessed night, everyone. First and foremost, I want to genuinely thank all of you for being here tonight. It's really a good feeling, to sit here on behalf of the People's National Movement as your prospective candidate in the upcoming election. I must admit, for many of you that would know not just Harvest God, but Bob, as some of you would call me Orca, some of you would call me the bread man, short man. I know a lot of you would, based on where I came from, as you would know I came from humble beginnings, and something of this nature wasn't even my wildest dream, and actually having the opportunity to sit here in this capacity, although I'm actually experiencing it still don't feel like it's actually happening, and what makes it even better is actually being here and looking in the audience and seeing some of you that would have played an instrumental role in nurturing me as a child. The individual that the world see today as Harvest God, selling Tobago locally, regionally, and internationally. Seeing some of you in the audience here that would have played an instrumental role in crafting the man I am today is really a good feeling. I see some folks like Lambeau. I would have, there are numerous times that I would have slept in Lambeau house. I see so many of you all that we would have eaten from the same plate. drink from the same cup. You know, on numerous nights, I would have actually, your home was my home. You are responsible for the man that I am today. And for that, even before going forward, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. For me, I came from humble beginnings, and it's something that I'm genuinely proud to see out loud. Sometimes as individuals, we have to own it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, that have made me the individual I am today. You know, I always boast and say proudly that the best individual, the best human being I have came across in my life is my mom. And it's such a good feeling to see her there in the crowd here. I know and the reality is, I know even her, while she was going through trying times, wouldn't have even envisioned that her kids would have done her so proud. You know, I stand here as a product of, I study as a proud product of Lambeau. Lambeau have raised me. This community have made me into the man I am today. You know, many things that I do as an individual have been fueled by my journey. I know what it is to not have. I know what it is to go by the neighbor for some ice, to have a cook in order to drink some cold water. And because of many of these experiences, these things have fueled a lot of the things that I have constantly been doing. I must admit, and I feel proud to say, as challenging as it was a pleasure growing up in this community. And I really want to thank everybody that played a role in making me this individual, not just Harvest God, but Bob Walker. And we're about to have a conversation. I don't want you guys to look at it as we're in a political meeting, but more or less a conversation. Don't look at it as you're here to speak to the PNM candidate or the PNM prospective candidate, but your boy from Lambeau, your boy that all that some fishing it together, the boy that all that some running up and down, climbing coconut tree, taking people fruits. I want to look at it as that is the guy that you all are here to have the conversation with. You know, feel free to share your concerns. Tell me what you would like to see me, and not just me, but the People's National Movement have done for you all, do for you all. I mean, feel free to let us know what are your concerns, what you would like to see your area representative when I become the next assemblyman. I want you to feel comfortable to let me know what you would like to see me do for you. Some of the trials and tribulations that you are experiencing, we are here. I am here not just in the capacity of, on behalf of the People's National Movement, but I'm here to represent you. I repeat, I'm here to represent you, the people. You, the people that have seen it fit, that have seen the value in me to represent you. And I look forward to hear all of your concerns and suggestions that you may have. Feel free to share it here tonight.
You heard your candidate himself, the man Harvest God. Give him another round of applause. And I'm sure his mother is feeling proud in the audience there. Give also another lusty round of applause. So it's my time to ask the political leader, but answer Dennis, to share some thoughts with us. So, political leader,
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And let me say good evening to Lambeau people, good evening to Lowlands people, Keenan people, Boko people, Signal Hill people, Patience Hill people, and I guess I should just say Tobago people. How are you all feeling? You're looking good as well. Once again, we have a full hall at what is our 5th community conversation. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, the question can be asked, why are we here? And as you can see, based on the format, we're not here to preach to you. We're not here to politic. But we're here most importantly to have a conversation with you. And as you would know, a conversation is a two-way flow. We will talk to you very briefly, and then we expect you, the people in this community and this electoral district, to do most of the talking to us. But what we're also doing at these meetings is really to introduce for the first time on any platform anywhere in Tobago our candidates in the various electoral districts. And over the last 4 meetings, I've sat here very proudly as leader of the PNM in Tobago at this time, and very proud as well as a Tobagonian to endorse some distinguished Tobago men and women. And as you would see as well, most of them so far are very young individuals. In fact, I think all of them we have gone to so far are very young individuals. And this evening, I'm proud again to sit next to the man called Harvest God. G-A-W-D. How you pronounce that? God? Right? Harvest God. And Harvest God, of course, is a man who has distinguished himself as an ambassador of this island of Tobago. Somebody who has spent time, energy, and resources promoting Tobago as the loving and caring and hospitable people that we are across the world. And for those of you who have been following him, you will recognize that he has managed to do that successfully. A lot of his content has gone viral. He has also managed to be connected with other international content creators in his quest to promote and represent this island of Tobago. But apart from that, one common thread that you will recognize across this team, this PNM team of 15, is the word humility. All of us, as you will recognize, will demonstrate and exude that very important trait of humility. And not for the first time, I heard Mr. Hosford, and I think we could just call him tonight Harvest God. I've heard Harvest God talk about his humble beginnings, not for the first time. And I want to say to the people of Lambeau Lowlands, the best person that you could have represent you is somebody who understands and appreciates where they came from. And we have placed in this electoral district to represent Lambeau, Lowlands, and part of Canaan somebody that came from among you, who you would have contributed to in terms of his upbringing, in terms of shaping him into the young and distinguished father and husband that he is today. And therefore, I have absolutely no question in my mind that the best choice that you, the people of this electoral district, can make in the next Tobago House of Assembly election is to ensure that you elect Kervin Hosford, a.k.a. Harvest God, as your assemblyman. Now, what is the current situation in Tobago and in this electoral district? And I think that is something all of us as Tobagonians must ask ourselves and think deeply about where we came from, who we used to be, and where we are now. And really ask ourselves whether or not we like the direction that this island is heading in. And the simple question that I have in my mind when I think about it is, where is the love? Because I said before that Harvest God has spent a lot of time and energy promoting us as a people of love, as a people of immense hospitality, as a people that support each other. But I'm sad to see that over the last 4 years, Tobago has moved away from those moorings, from those attributes and qualities that really define us as Tobagonians. The unfortunate reality is that leadership sets the tone, and it is unfortunate in this case. Whoever you put as your leader, whatever political party you hire to govern and to take care of your business, sets the tone for the entire island. And if they demonstrate those evil qualities of victimization, of retribution, of spite, of wickedness, then that is exactly the kind of environment that will pervade the island. And it goes without saying that there are a number of people who have liked to attend this meeting and the 4 previous ones. Notwithstanding that we've been getting good turnouts, we've been filling the halls. And I want to thank all of you for coming. Even some of you who may have a THE job, or you may rely on the Tobago House of Assembly for some service or some assistance at some point. You've seen it as your democratic responsibility to be here, notwithstanding the possibility of victimization. And over the last 4 years, I've seen, and I'm sure you have seen it and felt it, where we are slipping down a particular slope of hatred for each other, of spitefulness towards each other, and a certain level of callousness and uncaringness towards fellow Tobagonians. I've seen where actions that were previously frowned upon are becoming more and more accepted. Disrespect, even in the Tobago House of Assembly, that august house. A lack of respect for the people of Tobago. No transparency, no accountability. And of course, we have people blatantly on this island telling you, if you are PNM, that you don't have a place on this island called Tobago. We cannot continue to go down that road. Tobago is for every single Tobagonian. And I want to say to you that it is my intention, when the PNM is re-elected to the Tobago House of Assembly, and when Harvest God is elected as the assemblyman for Lambeau Lowlands, that we will lead a THA administration for every single Tobagonian. Where the basis for employment and other opportunities are based on qualifications and based on the individual need for those services. Where people will not have to fear for their jobs and for their livelihoods because of their political preferences. And you may start believing that this is some new thing that I am introducing. No, it's not. This has always been the PNM way. And it has been the PNM way where, to a great extent, a lot of the people currently in the Tobago House of Assembly held THA jobs while campaigning against the then PNM administration. Some were teachers. Some were handymen. Some were administrative staff in the divisions on contract. Some held very senior positions in the Tobago House of Assembly. I've seen with my own eyes where there were people who cost the PNM in the worst of ways throughout an entire campaign, cost the PNM whole day election day, lose the election the Monday night of the election, and come to work the very next Tuesday morning to sit down in their PNM THA jobs. Nobody was ever sent home. Nobody was ever disenfranchised. Nobody was ever discouraged from pursuing their political ambitions. And in fact, we were so embracing of that kind of society that there were people who won their seat to go into the assembly and still wanted to continue doing their THA jobs as teachers. Now today, there were people who indicated to me that they wish to join this team, but we're selecting the candidates too early because they don't want to jump out now because they're afraid they'll lose their work. They said, Chief, if you wait until a month before the election, I'm going to jump out. But of course, given what is at stake here, we've started this process very early. And that is the situation in Tobago, where there are people in the Tobago House of Assembly sitting behind a desk and wondering whether or not their contracts will be renewed. There were people who may be looking on tonight at this meeting online and afraid to drop a like or a comment or anything favorable. Because as has happened before, they will be called to the office tomorrow by the administrator, who will indicate to them that they received a call from some secretary, and the secretary wants you to look out and be careful of what you're doing. That is the reality of Tobago today. We have gone from a very tolerant society. We've gone from a more loving island to a situation now where it is pure hate, especially perpetuated at the political level. I've seen, all of us have seen, a chief secretary that has gone about exacting retribution and revenge even against Tobago businessmen. Just imagine, businessmen who took the risk many, many years ago to start businesses and to develop themselves, to contribute to Tobago's development. People who would have made sacrifices, hired other Tobagonians, provided jobs, provided opportunities, provided training to other Tobagonians, and who would have spent years here growing as businessmen, moving this island from a situation prior to 2001 where every major development project was done by a company from Trinidad, so by the time he left office in 2021, we had more than enough Tobago contractors with the talent and capacity to do 99% of our development work on the island. The reality is that 4 years after that, all the Tobagonians that were once employed by those people are now jobless. And 95% of those companies are either dead or in intensive care. That is the reality in Tobago. And the final thing I will say is that this is a very dangerous development for the people of Tobago. Because we run the risk that our traditional and indigenous Tobago business people will be run out of town by persons from outside of Tobago. And you may ask yourself, well, how does that impact me? And I want to say to you that as Tobagonians, all of us, whether you are involved in business, whether you are working in the THA, or whether you are just in retirement, and especially those in retirement, remember you have grandchildren. Remember you have children to protect. And we must ensure going forward that we guarantee the protection of all Tobagonians and all Tobago businesses, Tobago farmers, Tobago fishermen, Tobago creatives, so that they can continue to thrive and develop in a developing Tobago. And that is what this election is about. It is about ensuring that we put the interests of the people of Tobago first and foremost, above our political interests, above our personal interests, and above the interests of any handler and financier from outside of Tobago. That is what this election is about. So, I think it is time now to hear from you, and we really want to hear your concerns about your community or your electoral district. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Dennis. You know, we have seen Mr. Dennis in the role of Chief Secretary. We have seen him in terms of representation, and we are indeed proud. Give Mr. Dennis, our political leader, a lusty round of applause. So as he said, we want to hear from you. But before I do, I want to recognize those who are online, and of course, recognize a man who went in the bush today looking for our ambulance that cost $1.5 million. I'm happy he made it back here today welcome the minority leader, Brother Kelvin Morris. No, we really want to hear from you. And we want to manage the time well. So when you come to the mic, share your thoughts, and of course make room for others. We're going to be hearing from everyone tonight. There's a mic in the back. You approach the mic. You can say your name accordingly. And if not, just speak. Speak frankly. Tell your story. Say what is your pain, and don't be afraid to also tell your P&M story. The mic is open. And I'm sure you want to hear from Mr. Harvest God. You want to hear what are some of his plans. Yes? So as they come to the mic, Brother Hosford, tell me, how you get the name Harvest God?
Actually, I must say, Tobago is my second home. And I just want to say blessed night to my other mom from Tobago, Auntie Roseanne.
We are Tobago in the house too?
Yes.
What Harvest God here easy at all?
As you know, they say in Tobago and Tobago is one. And my brother from Tobago, because we were going to all the harvest, and he was like, I mean, God is in everything. And all they're like the gods in the harvest. So like harvest, the gods of the harvest, and harvest gods. And that name just basically kind of stick. You know. One thing I would say to you though, a lot of people misinterpret what the purpose of my brand is, or what my brand is about. A lot of people feel that my brand is about eating food all about the place on any given Sunday. But I would tell you, my brand, Harvest God, is way bigger than that. It's a lot more than that. It's really about showcasing our culture as Tobagonians. What makes us truly who we are as Tobagonians, and really taking that and sell it to the world. I'm so proud to stand before you and say, because of what I have been doing last year for Tobago Day, I was awarded by the Consulate General of Trinidad and Tobago in New York.
Oh yeah.
For what I'm doing here. You know, and what I like the most about it is the fact that it gives Tobagonians and Trinbagonians in the diaspora and all different parts of the world an actual feel of home. Because numerous times I actually go live when I'm in the harvest. So you are able to be in New York, Australia, Ghana, all different parts of the world, and actually experience what we as Tobagonians experience on a weekend. And sometimes we take it for granted, because to us, harvest is just a regular thing. But when you are selling that to an individual, where according to what part of the world you live, you are not even familiar with who your neighbor is. And then to even hear of there's a country where it's cultured that you don't have to know anyone. You just walk in the home and you be greeted with red carpet treatment, as if you're actually in an event where you paid for an all-inclusive pass. And the best part of it, because of what I'm doing, I have had the opportunity to introduce people from Australia, Germany, England, all different parts of Europe that would have reached out to me directly wanting to experience a harvest. And I had the opportunity on numerous times to actually invite them here. They took a flight to come to Tobago just to have that experience. And that is bigger than just eating food. One thing I always say, and I say it proudly, because sometimes you have to own it. We are Tobagonians. Harvest is a vital part of who we are. One thing I always say, and I will continue to stand on it, one of the best way, Chief, one of the best way to sell Tobago to the world is through harvest.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, harvest is not just about food. I had a couple for Plymouth Harvest 2 weeks ago that they came, and it's only when interacting with them in the harvest, then I realized that that was the individual I was speaking to on Instagram. Because it's a norm for people to reach out to me and ask me, when is the next harvest? How can I be part of it? So I respond to each person ever so often. And when I met them at the harvest, they was like, Harvest God, you know, I'm really pleased to meet you. And I always look at you on social media and you appear to be really jovial and happy. And to actually meet you in person and see that you are the same person, it's a really good feeling. And although they were actually in the harvest, they couldn't believe that this is really what it is. You know, and I went on to explain to them that, I mean, what you're experiencing here, this is who we are. There are people that spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 just to keep harvest. And it's not just about eating food. It's about that camaraderie, it's about interacting with each other, it's about sharing that organic Tobago love.
Showing the world who we are as a people. But I feel like you're making a case to be the Secretary for Tourism.
Well, one thing I can proudly say is that with absolutely no governmental assistance.
You have done more than the current
Well,
Secretary of
I wasn't going to say it so bold. But since you have said it, for me, and there's so much that I don't like tooting my own horn, but a lot of you wouldn't even know that right now, the Condor Airlines, they launched their winter special. And in their advertisement, Harvest Gold is featured.
Make some noise, man. Make some noise, man. Make some noise.
Again, for me, it's such a good feeling leaving Tobago here and go to New York and you are seeing yourself in magazine like, wow, is that the boy from Lambeau? That is Miss Yvonne's small son.
Yeah.
And again, I'm so humble and appreciative of everything.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really a good feeling. And one thing I would always say, despite of all the fame, and you would never hear me call myself a social media influencer, because I kind of feel when I hear people use those handles, they kind of trying to buff up themselves too much. And I'm just a little too humble for that. But it's really a good feeling to be able to sell the island in this capacity, to actually see results of what I'm doing, to actually meet people that come to Tobago just because of the work that I have been putting in.
Representation at its best.
And its best.
Can't go wrong there.
And I just say representation.
So just 1 second.
No problem.
Somebody want to come out? If you're driving PDW 487. PDW 487. Go ahead, what Harvest go.
Just to add to it, one thing I love the most about what I do is because of the reach that this has afforded, that this afforded me throughout my journey. In terms of, one thing I always say is that a true leader is one who uses their power and influence to better serve and help the people. That's what you call a true leader. And because of the reach and the influence that I have as, not an influencer, but as Harvest God, in so many ways I use that to better help the people.
Yeah.
When I saw Caracou was devastated with the hurricane,
Talk about that.
I know the trust and the belief that the people have in me. And I said, you know what? I want to help these people because, just referring back to what I said earlier, in so many things, when I look at it, I saw the journey that I've been through with my mom. And I see that these people were really in need of help. And as a true leader, I know that I can reach out to my people and get support. So I would have reached out to them on social media on Friday morning, letting the folks know that we want to assist Caracou tomorrow, Saturday. I'm asking you today, Friday morning, to give me some stuff to carry to Caracou tomorrow, Saturday. That was a collaborative effort with some fishermen from Palataville and MacGyver. And in one day, we were able to fill 4 fishing boats and go to Carriacou.
Make some noise again, man. Harvest, go ahead.
And these are a true leader. Use their influences to better society.
That's right.
Couldn't say better. The mic is still open, you know. See, a young lady is coming to the mic, yes.
Good night. Canessa Gregoire is the name. I didn't plan to come to the microphone, but I sat there and no one was coming. I kept saying Tobago deserves better. So I said, better just talk on that tonight.
Yes.
Tobago deserves better. Every one of us here, every Tobagonian who truly cares about Tobago would agree with these words. Do you all agree with that? That Tobago deserves better.
Tobago deserves better.
And for this to take place, what must we do? We should consider some things. What use would we make of our time here on this earth? What use would we make of our time? Right? And what would we transmit to the younger generations? We can't just say Tobago deserves better. We must check ourselves. And not just the politicians, all of us. So let's strive. Strive not for disorder. Strive not for anarchy and civil war. But let's continue to work together as a people with the watchwords in our mind: discipline, production, and tolerance. We must not forget the words of Dr. Eric Williams: in discipline, thank you, in discipline, whether section or individual, is a threat to democracy. So let me just say this. Tobago, do not be fooled. Do not be fooled by the noise. Within the noise, let wisdom prevail. Let it prevail. I know Tobago people are smart people. Trinidad and Tobago people are smart people. Let wisdom prevail. And let's stand up against injustice. Yes. Let's speak up against it as well. And most importantly, let's vote against it. Do not be deceived by petty political party gimmicks at this time. Do not be deceived by it. We must unite as a people, as an island, as a nation. And when I say unite, for good, not in a concerted effort to destroy PNM name or destroy someone's character. And let me just say this, PNM family, PNM supporters, I am a non-party supporter, but I'm only here tonight because of the invitation that was extended by the PNM to everyone. That's why I came. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that. But let me go back to unity. We must unite as a people and demand good governance. We must unite as a nation for the common good and not for self-serving political gain at the expense of Tobago, at the expense of our nation. You see, if our motives are right, it will be clear for all to see. If our motives are right, time will always judge us kindly. If our motives are truly right, no matter what political sabotage may come all your way, because we know it would come, true representation of our people, it would always, that is, our people treated well, it will always stand the test of time. Just take a look at the late Mr. William Mackenzie, who was from right here in Lambeau. So I say to all of you, Mr. Husford, I know you well. We went to school together. Mr. Dennis and all of you all, serve well. Do your best. And let God be your guide. Come on. Yes, let him be your guide. And you see, if your brand is love, right? So if we truly believe that Lambeau is love and Tobago is love, then in a united harmony of love, will work together for the betterment of Tobago. And when we finish do that and we see it, we will say, greatest Tobago, greatest Tobago, greatest Tobago. And she will prevail. It was on my heart, I had to say.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for those words of wisdom. This is very deep. Yes. Thank you again.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Hosford. Good evening, Mr. Dennis. Good evening, Chairman. Good evening, PNM people. Good evening, Tobago. It's a special moment for me. I've not done this for any other candidate, but I'll do it for you. I am very proud of the steps, don't cry, that you have taken. And for who don't know, I will just say this, as the songwriter says, all are we are one family. And before we know, or before we knew that we were family, correct? For who know the story. Right, and let me share the story. So the story is, I was once very happily married to a gentleman in Bukumbain. You were born Lambeau. I was born in Lambeau. I was adopted by Buku, who I love and cherish, but I was born in Lambeau. I was once married to a gentleman, a very handsome, tall, dark gentleman by the name of Gary Chance. Hence the reason my name is Natasha Rochford Chance. And mind you, although I have parted ways with Mr. Chance, I've not parted ways with the Chances. I kept my name. And he allows me to do so. He's remarried and so on, and his wife is okay with me carrying on the name. Right? However, his niece is Mr. Hosford's wife. But just moments before they tied the knot, and mind you, my husband is my neighbor, so it's one big happy family. Right? Just in the week heading up to Mr. Hosford getting married to my husband's niece, and I could say husband because at that time he was. And he's the only man who walked down the aisle and waited for me, so I could still say husband. He allows for that. Right? I found out that Kervin Hosford, better known as Harvest God, is my nephew by blood. So I called my father, because when he's coming back in the yard, he said, but how that look like my Uncle Van? My brother was at the house. My brother, his uncle. So the children, and he called my brother's name, and the children, my daughters are saying, but how you know he? He said, but that's my uncle. So I called my father one time. I said, Daddy, first of all, I asked him his mother's name, because Mommy gave me all the backstories. And I said, oh God, it's true. So I called my father. I said, Dad, you know that the child that you have in so-so place, his son is now getting married to my husband's niece? Daddy said, what is the name of the child? And I told him. He said, oh God. I said, but Daddy, suppose it was one of my children that he was about to get married to? What you want to tell me now? He said the same thing. Oh God. So that is the story. Right? So before we were family, we were family. And this is on this occasion, I want to congratulate you. Now, I said to you and your wife, it's a very difficult time for the party. And so when we have someone like you coming forward at this difficult time, you may be under some pressure. But our family could handle pressure. And you know that you have my support. I called you, we spoke, and we will continue to speak until the bell ring. And after the bell ring, we will continue to speak. Because if it's one thing I could do, is speak. And if it's one thing I know you could do, is listen. So we're in agreement. So I want to congratulate you.
Right.
You're welcome. But I know you're a bright fella. And you know, Auntie does can't remember everything. So two things I wrote down. 2 questions. Because I want to show persons in Tobago how dynamic you are as a person. So my questions are, how do you plan to balance your public persona as Harvest God with the expectations of professional, transparent leadership for your electoral district, especially when engaging diverse stakeholders like the youth, elders, and business owners. That was kind of long, so I would ask you the other one when we're preparing for the campaign. I'll leave it at this one. So I'm going to. As I tell you, I could talk, you could listen. How do you plan to balance your public persona, you being Harvest God, with the expectations of professional, transparent leadership for your electoral district, especially when engaging the youth, elders, and business owners? Thank you.
One thing I would say, I have an excellent team that I work with. Trevor Lovelace, my other brother, he's always there with me. What I do in the capacity of Harvest Code demands a lot, and I do it out of love for country. Venturing into the political space, I know I expect it to be a very demanding profession, and I'm definitely not going to stop being Harvest Code and selling Tobago from that aspect. However, one thing I intend to do is collaborate them both, especially when it comes to businesses in the community. I intend to use my platform to help market and advertise businesses within my electoral district. We are in 2025, in the 21st century, and social media is a vital part of our island. It's a vital part of in the way we do business. And being one of the leading, not influencer, but content creators on the island, I intend to make sure that my electoral district benefit from that. Is one I have, and is about, one thing I always say is that no matter how good the product that you have, that you may be selling is, if no one knows about it, it's wasted opportunity. So I'm going to utilize my platform to help build and promote the business community in my area in the best way that I can.
Excellent response. You can come to the mic, you know. No, those online say they're not hearing you. Well, straight enough, come out of that question, a good question. Someone texts here saying to ask Harvest God, what is his vision for the young people of this electoral district?
And in responding to that, and also responding to Mr. Rocky Stumbo's question, one thing that I plan to implement, reintroduce into this area is a policy club. Lambeau is a community that is, Lambeau and environs, also lowlands can be, that are filled with talent. There are a lot of talented musicians, a lot of talented pianists, and a lot of talented drummers. And under the umbrella of a policy club, I intend to bring back, some years ago, we used to actually partake in heritage. Some of the older folks in the community would be aware of that. I'm actually in discussion with Ms. Easton to bring back a Lambeau heritage group. Under the Police Youth Club, we are going to bring the youths on board with that vision.
Yes, the mic is still open. Thank you again, Brother Harris God.
Thank you.
Remember, at this point, we want to hear from you. You can also ask the political leader a question because he's here. Another burning question from online. Person saying, what is your developmental vision when it comes to infrastructural works in this area? What I was good.
Interacting, we're on the ground in the communities for the last 2-3 months. And based on conversations that we're having with the people, there are a lot of cries in, like for instance, if I'm to look at Lambeau first, where the fishermen are down on the beach, where the fishing depot is actually one fisherman, one vendor is functioning in that structure. That structure is in deplorable condition. The other vendors have no choice but to operate on the side of the road. So one thing that I plan to do is fix that fishing depot. When you go to Canby and Lowlands, there are a lot of areas where some of the villagers are faced with, once rainfall, there's a lot of flooding. I intend to deal with that flooding issues by building drains so that the water would run out to the river. Of course, I must involve and employ people from the communities of Lambeau, Lowlands, Canby. Also, when we go down to in Lowlands, in places like wrong behind by Cags, same flooding issue. These are things that I intend to deal with as soon as possible when I'm elected into office. And also, one thing I would like to add, the Lambeau Primary School plays a vital role in the community here. And I think all of you in here could attest to the fact that that school has been the way it is basically since I was a child. The People's National Movement, they would have changed the roof, and that did assist it in a big way. I think that Lambeau urgently need that school fixed. And I'm already in discussion with an individual here within the community that has a property within close proximity to the school. And he have agreed to build a school in partnership with the THA, build a structure, fully furnish the structure, and lease it to the THA for the betterment of Lambeau Primary School. So that is another project that I intend to undertake for the betterment of the electoral district.
Thank you, thank you. So remember, persons are saying to share the live online. Political leader, this is a long question, but I'll try to see if I can shorten it for you. It says that since most of your candidates are new, how would you as a political leader guide them to avoid situations that we have seen with our ambulance scandal? That's the shortest way I could put it.
Very, 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 very good. Very good question. Very good question. Now, I'm kind of new myself, but I've been around since 2013, and as short a time as that is, I'm still the most experienced person on the team. But of course, you have people like Kwesi Devines, who we introduced in Mason Hall a couple nights ago. Oh no, that was last night?
Yes.
Last
yes.
night. Saturday night. I'm so busy, I'm losing track of the time. Today's Monday. Yes. Right? So, Kwesi Devines, very experienced as well. Of course, the minority leader, who although he has not functioned at an executive level in the THA, 4 years as minority leader, especially in such a scandalous period, I'm sure he has learned a lot in terms of what to do and what not to do. Right? But the rest of the team is relatively new, but most importantly, all of them, every single one of them, have been in capacities of leadership and have a track record of community service. Right? So, obviously, as leader of the team and the person with the most experience, I will have a responsibility to guide them. And I think, based on how I've managed my task in the past as an assemblyman, as political leader currently, as an assistant secretary, then as chief secretary, I think I'm a shining example for all of them to follow. But rest assured that they are in receipt of unprecedented levels of training. This team has been selected since in July, the end of July. I think July 31st was the last screening session where we finalized candidate number 14 and number 15. And they have been, of course, on the ground since August, over the last 3 months, interacting with you, the people in the community. And that's why they could come on this platform, and when they ask them what their plans are, they will most likely tell you some of the things that people have already been asking for, some of the things that people are saying to them that they would want to see in their respective communities. So over that 3-month period, we've provided these candidates, this team, with a lot of training. Training on the THA, how the THA works, how a secretary should behave and operate. The fact that you can't use taxpayers' money to pay propagandists, that is corruption. We have trained them on all these things. We have trained them on how procurement works, how as secretaries and assistant secretaries, you can't get directly involved in procurement. We have trained them in public speaking. And I think you have seen where every single candidate so far can come up here and sit on the platform without a script, take on very difficult questions, and respond to you, the people, very sensibly and very articulately. And of course, they came with their previous experiences and so on, but that training has really sharpened them over that period of time. Right? In addition to those areas, we've also provided training to them in terms of understanding the party's structure, right? And training on leadership, which is very key. And not just leadership, but servant leadership. The importance of service to people, the importance of integrity, of honesty, of transparency. Up to last Friday, we had a session with a very powerful leadership coach. And for all of us, that session was actually transformational and life-changing. So it's not just about guidance, but we are actively training and preparing them to manage your affairs, to manage you, the people of Tobago business, in a way that will not embarrass you, in a way that will not undermine you, and in a way that will ensure that your quality of life in every community, in every district, improves significantly.
So as the next person comes to the mic, the question online again, texting me, they say anyone could answer. And it's a simple question. Say, I'm a young person. Please explain what you mean by put Tobago first again. Anyone could answer.
Well, you're passing back the ball on. We can say it. In all fairness and honesty, don't matter what colored t-shirt you wear, no matter what party you support, once you are paying attention to the issues of the day, one could admit Tobago is not being placed first. It doesn't matter what political party you support. It really doesn't matter. I remember years going by under PNM administration, one thing that I loved the most about in terms of where the construction sector was is the fact that the community infrastructural development program, where any program within a community, once it's below, I think it's $300,000, Chief? Huh? $250,000, a contractor from within that community is entitled to get that project. With a program like that, what it means is that the community benefits. It means that that money stays within the community. It means the businesses in the community benefit. It means the hardwares in the islands benefit. And when you look around the island today, what we are seeing, so many of our contracts that we right here in the Tobago space are fully able and capable of executing are given away to Trinidadians. And in no way am I against people from Trinidad being contracted in Tobago, but it cannot be majority of our contracts. As we were discussing before on an earlier day, where the preschool is being built, supposed to be built in Kolan, $7 million for early childhood center. I am more than certain that that early childhood center is not as complex as this building. Why is it a contractor from Trinidad got that contract? I am saying that you could write the name of any village across the island of Tobago on a paper, throw all up in the air and pull one, and you could get more than 10 people from that community that could do that project. Let's be real. So why it is we are taking that and like let's be real. When I tell you this bothers me, and
it should bother every single Tobagonian.
Oh, yeah.
That should bother every single Tobagonian.
don't matter what color jersey you're wearing.
Precisely. Now, what does Tobago first again mean? That's the question. Firstly, you ought not to see Tobago as something distant or abstract on a map. As a Tobagonian, you have to see Tobago as you, the individual. That's the first thing. And therefore, putting Tobago first will mean different things to different people. For the young Tobagonian in university, reliant on the Tobago House of Assembly for support. And by the way, our opponents are saying that the PNM did nothing for Tobago. That's one of the things that the PNM did under Orville London, where apart from GATE, the THA steps in and assists Tobagonian children who are in universities across the region with support in terms of housing, in terms of books, in terms of tuition, and so on. That program was started by the PNM THA. Putting Tobago first again means that if there is a decision to be made between putting money towards overseas travel and putting money in that vote so that children can continue their education, then the money will go towards the children in university. That's what putting Tobago first again means. Putting Tobago first again means that if we have a program within the THA where we are taking agricultural produce, putting them into hampers and giving them to needy people, that all the produce will come from farmers in Tobago and not a company in Trinidad called Novo. Putting Tobago first again means that the people who performed in Heritage this year and those who provided goods and services to the Tobago House of Assembly in Carnival in October will not have to wait until next year Carnival and next year Heritage, where another Heritage is coming, and you still ain't collect your little pittance yet. Putting Tobago first again means that those persons will be paid within 30 days of delivering such service. Putting Tobago first again means that every project, every contract, that is being done by the Tobago House of Assembly, where the skills and the capacity to execute that contract resides in Tobago, the contract will be given to a Tobagonian and not some stucco company or roofing company from outside of Tobago. Putting Tobago first again simply means that when we govern the Tobago House of Assembly and when we manage your affairs, that before we make any decision, we ask ourselves the simple question, very simple question: is this decision that we are about to take in the best interest of the people of Tobago? And if the answer is no, putting Tobago first again demands that we take no such decision. So finally, putting Tobago first again simply means that you, the people of Tobago, come first and foremost, above my interests, above Harvest God interests, above the interests of any member of this team, above the PNM interests. And yes, we like to say great is the PNM, but greater than the PNM is the people of the people.
So I think those on the outside heard that answer loud and clear. But Harvest God, you well represented as well. The mic is still open as we're getting to wind down.
Time flies.
Time flies, exactly. And feel free to ask your question. Mr. Harvest God is here. He can answer your question. And of course, some people are saying it's a little hot in here.
It is.
Because we are here, of course. I want to recognize just our walking there, the former MP for Tobago West, represent Sister Shamfor Kojo Lewis. Looking good, and when we talk about representation, Shamfor Kojo Lewis stands tall. So, Harvest God, you have done so well. No more questions from Mr. Hosford?
Anybody outside?
And of course, there are those on the outside as well. If you want to share your question, you can feel come in. All right. So now we are getting down. I want to, because we know we are out again tomorrow.
Yes, please.
So we want to ensure that we get you home in time. But I want you, Mr. Hosford. So despite what you have said before, representation is key. And we will have seen already from your works how you can represent. And you have represented Tobago well, even you have not been in office.
Yep.
And we must recognize you and congratulate you for that. But I want to give you a chance to give us some closing remarks. And take your time.
First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming out here tonight. Thanks for everyone that have tuned in on the live. It's a pleasure having all of you. I want to emphasize on the fact that Tobago is literally one of the best places in the world. We need to pay close attention on the governance of this island. In order for Tobago to move forward, in order for Tobago to be where it used to be years ago, in order for a better Tobago to exist, there is no better party to govern this island other than the People's National Movement. I am saying to you, folks, again, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear, it doesn't matter what party you represent, Tobago must win. And if you are honest to yourself, when you are looking around at what is happening in this space, Tobago is not winning. So I call on you folks, not just for you, but for the sake of your children, your grandchildren, your brothers, your sisters, continue to put your trust in the People's National Movement. Put your trust. We have 15 excellent candidates, and I call upon the entire island of Tobago to support not just the boy Harvest God, but the entire team. Put your trust in us. Put your faith in us. We got your best interests. Let's do this together. Let's put Tobago first again.
Well said. Put your trust in the team. Put your trust in the People's National Movement. And let us put Tobago first again. You want to say something else?
But one thing I want to add, the People's National Movement, in regards to people saying that the PNM have done nothing in 21 years. Like how? Like let's be real. Let's be real. The PNM had done so much for this island in so many different capacities. One thing that plays a close part to my heart is, and I draw reference to one of my managers, Ms. Debbie Gopal, may her soul rest in peace. I remember a conversation we had where she was to be a doctor, very intelligent woman, brilliant woman, but unfortunately, her family wasn't financially stable enough for her to be a doctor.
Oh dear.
There's so much the PNM did and continues to do. Kudos to the Honorable Patrick Augustus Manning in 2004, because of the People's National Movement, he implemented free tertiary education for all. So had Ms. Gopal been in this area, she would have been able to access free tertiary education and become a doctor. Folks, it's such a good feeling, it's such an honor to me to stand before you, your boy Bob, the Birdman Orcal, your boy from Lambeau here, that you have nurtured me and seen me grow from a child come right up, that I have slept in your homes, that you have given me food, breakfast, lunch. We have eaten from the same bowl, drink from the same cup. It's such a good feeling for me to stand here and tell you, because of hard work and that said program that the People's National Movement implemented in 2004, my daughter is now studying to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell me the People's National Movement are working for the people? No, for real, for real. It's a really good feeling. Mm-hmm. So it bothers me when I hear people talk about the People's National Movement and do anything. Mm-hmm. There's so many lawyers, engineers today because of the work that the People's National Movement.
Well said. And when I say tell your PNM story, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
We have to own it.
Own it. Tell
we
your
have to
story.
stand up proud and say, we are PNM people. Let me hear all your folks. Own it better than that for me. Let me hear you all. And don't, I love that. Don't be afraid to tell your PNM story. You need to own it. The PNM did a lot for us. And going forward in the next 4 years, me along with this excellent team is going to continue the work.
The man just warming up, eh? So, political leader, it's your turn. But someone said to me, I can't tell you what to say, but I want to hear you talk about the 21 years in your wrapping up. Over to you.
I mean, 21 years.
Let's use this one.
21 years. It's amazing that we have to keep justifying this 21 years. Now, all of you heard my previous statement. If you haven't heard it, it's on Facebook. It's also on YouTube. Go and look at it. The simple fact is, no party anywhere in this country is entitled to a 21-year term. Your term is 4 years. And every 4 years you go back to the population, and the population gets to fire or rehire you to either continue the job or to either send you packing, as they did to us in 2021. This election is for the TPP, the current administration, to explain to you, the people of Tobago, what they did with $13 billion, and whether or not they placed the interests of you, the people of Tobago, first and foremost during that time. And then you get to decide. You get to decide whether you are going to continue with that administration for another 4 years, or whether you are going to return the PNM to office for another 4 years. That is totally up to you, the people of Tobago. That's the power of democracy. Now, in closing, I want to tell you all about this building that we are sitting in this evening. This building is a community center, and according to Roger Alexander, it's a center for the community. But beyond that, this particular community center has impacted the people of Lambeau and environments significantly in a major way, as simple as it might be. Because the PNM has done so much over its time in office that sometimes we take what the PNM did for granted. And in addition to that, we made governance look so easy that a bunch of unprepared neophytes felt that they could just come into your THA and fix this and fix that and fix every single thing. And instead of fixing anything, they came into your THA, created chaos, scandal, and confusion, and they have totally destroyed your economy in Tobago. If you look at that door across there, you will see computer room. I recall that at this facility, as like many facilities across Tobago, we provided a lot of training in computer literacy. We provided opportunities for homework supervision in the form of homework centers across community centers in this island of Tobago. Next to the computer room is the kitchen. Many Tobagonians, and I remember even my wife, sometime between, I think it was 2014 or 2015, somewhere around there, showed up to one of these very community centers to learn to make, I think it was Indian delicacies was one of the programs. And at that program, she learned to make doubles, she learned to make all kinds of Indian delicacies. And in these very community centers, in that kitchen, we offered a number of cooking programs. Programs in electrical, programs in plumbing, programs in carpentry, programs in upholstery, programs in garment manufacturing, where persons came to learn to create clothing, to sew, and so on. Across every single community in Tobago, we did that. Because sometimes we boast about the infrastructure. We boast about the fact that we have put down across every single community in Tobago a center for the community. We boast about that fact, and we don't often make the connection to the development of people. And I'm saying across every single community in Tobago, there is a community center, some state-of-the-art and new like this one, some refurbished. Every community has one. And the impact on people within those communities through the various training programs provided has been significant. And I can't tell you the amount of people who, after participating in those programs, because I remember clearly as Assistant Secretary of Community Development and Culture back then, we will have the graduation program following the vocational skills training program every year. And I was always proud to see Tobagonians coming to display the things that they have created, the curtains, the drapes, the throw pillows, the cushions, and so on, the art and craft, the soaps, the wines, all of these things. And I'm saying if you connect those opportunities to the possibilities within the Tobago economy, especially if we get the tourism sector right, and Harvest God made a strong case tonight to be the next Secretary of Tourism. But whoever we put there, if we get the tourism sector going as it should, can you imagine the number of opportunities that will be made available to those Tobagonians? That has been the impact of community centers across every single community, where the average Tobagonian, you don't have to leave your community to do a training program. You don't have to leave your community for your personal upliftment and for your personal development to be afforded to you. That has been the impact of the People's National Movement in Tobago. And to understand it, to really appreciate it, we have to do the comparison. Go to Barbados, go to Grenada, go to St. Lucia, go to even Trinidad, go to any island or country in the region and compare yourself, compare your reality with their reality. Because to the back of the community center, you have a tennis court, you have a lighted playing field. Down in Lowlands, there is a community center. Right down in Canaan. And all of these locations are within walking distance of each other, or driving distance, within 10 minutes driving distance. Where else in the world, where else in this region does that reality exist? Whether it be sport, education, economic opportunities, personal development opportunities, right at your fingertip, at your doorstep. In a population of 60,000, we have 2 major hospitals. We have 30 plus community centers. We have 30 plus sporting facilities. We have several schools, primary and secondary, across the island. Which other jurisdiction in the Caribbean has access to that? And where on top of that, Tobago students who already benefit from GATE get a second bite of the cherry through the tertiary education assistance program started by the People's National Movement. And I can go on and on and on. In fact, I could keep you here for another 3 hours discussing PNM's impact on people. How dare you say that the PNM did nothing for you or nothing for Tobago? How dare you say that? And yes, it may suit your political purpose, and I'm talking to supporters of our opponents now and haters of the PNM. You may not like the PNM for whatever reason. You may choose to support the other political party, and that's your choice. But be honest and truthful with the record of the PNM. If you want to say that I choose to support another political party, fine, that's your choice. But to say the PNM did nothing for you, that is not honest. And at least we need to be honest and face the facts of Tobago's development journey across the 21 years that we like to talk about. So I'm saying to all of us, we in the PNM, when we say that we want to put Tobago first again, we're not selling you a dream. In 2021, you were sold a dream. When people who never fixed anything in their lives came to tell you that they will fix all your problems, that was a dream. We in the PNM, we are accustomed putting you first. We are accustomed protecting Tobago's interests. When we made a decision that once a project could be done by a Tobagonian, it will be done by a Tobagonian, that was protecting your interests. When we bought up several estates across this island to the tune of millions of dollars, so that the THA today has a land bank that should be made available to future generations of Tobagonians and our future development, that the current administration led by Farley is now selling out for personal benefit to persons outside of Tobago. When we took those decisions, that was us putting you first. So we have the track record. We're not coming to tell you about anything that we have not done. We have done it. We have lived it, from Orville London to Kelvin Charles to Ansel Dennis and to Ansel Dennis again. Right? We will put you first. That is what the PNM in Tobago has been about. Our track record says it. Don't study old talk. Look at the facts. The facts is before your eyes. Open your door and look outside. You will see PNM development. Walk out the road. You will see PNM development. Walk in Scarborough. You will see PNM development. When your child come home from school and you didn't have to pay, in some cases you didn't even have to pay for the books, PNM development, PNM programs afforded you that. If you jump on the plane to go to Trinidad, $400, PNM development. If you have a vehicle to go down and you choose to use the fast ferry, PNM development. Which other twin island in the Caribbean has such an elaborate first-class fast ferry service? None. So how dare you say, how dare you drive past this spanking new airport terminal building and say that the PNM did nothing? How dare you live somewhere in Tobago where you drive on a PNM road to go home in your house and you cross over a PNM drain and your child in a PNM school and you're going in a PNM community center in the afternoon to benefit from a PNM training program, and your children playing a tournament with a cricket or football on a PNM playing field, and your salary in the bank from a PNM job? How dare you say that the PNM did nothing? It is the final time. It is the final time that I will be addressing this issue of 21 years of nothing. Because anybody who still believes today that the PNM did nothing is somebody that has chosen to mislead themselves, to mislead others, or to be deliberately ignorant of the facts. So in my final closing, I want to once again endorse the man called Harvest God. And I am happy as a young man myself to see a young man who was born, who was raised, who was bred, and who was nurtured by you, the people of Lambeau, coming forward and being put forward by this great party at this point in time to represent the electoral district of Lambeau Lowlands. So it seems as though he will be coming up against the incumbent. We don't know. But if I am to judge the situation based on what he has done in his capacities outside of politics, and if I was to judge the other gentleman by what he has done so far inside of politics, then go with the outside man. So, let me shake your hand. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, political leader. Well said. And as I bring it to a close, I want to end with a comment from Ms. Small on Facebook. She says, I am so proud of this young man. I know he would be a great representative for this constituency. Great person, very intelligent, and God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another installment of community conversations, where we say from this platform, Tobago deserves better. Where we say again from this platform, put Tobago first, again. And I want to thank all of you. Thank the man himself, Harvest God, who stood tall today. Give him another lusty round of applause. And the captain of the PNM ship, the leader, Brother Ansel Dennis. And Brother Harvest God is not alone. We have a full team, and the other candidates are here to give him full support. Give all of them another lusty round of applause. And as you know, as we go out to these conversations, we're going to reveal them one by one. Tomorrow we are in hope. A charming young lady will take center stage. So I want to thank all of you for coming out. Stay on the ground. Continue knocking on doors, because elections are won on election day, but we have to meet people on the ground and talk to them. No big noise. We want one-on-one conversations. And we're on a campaign to meet out to the people, to tell them to put Tobago first again. And once we do that, we'll say, great is the PNM. Great is the People's National Movement. Great is the PNM in the interest of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you. Get home safely.